a final from Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Nuggets win it 108-95 thanks to Aaron Gordon's playoff career high 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Consider he averaged 13 points through games 1 and 3. He goes off for 27 in Game 4, leads the way for Denver on a night when Nikola Jokic gets into foul trouble, which was questionable with this crew in terms of the ticky-tack fouls they called. Jokic still gets a double-double, 23 points, 12 rebounds, and Jamal Murray also gets a double-double. He's had double-digit assists in every game of this NBA Finals, 15 points, 12 assists. And how about Bruce Brown? Former Brooklyn Net, 21 points off the bench, playoff career high for him. Jimmy Butler gets his, again, he's going for 20. Bam's getting another double-double. But, you don't have role players like Caleb Martin and Max Drew stepping up. They're no-shows. Look, this is over, okay? It's over. 3-1 series lead, Game 5, Monday in Denver, where the Nuggets will look to wrap it up and win their first ever NBA championship. Get some instant analysis. Welcome in CBS Sports NBA writer Colin Ward-Henninger. Colin, I want to start here with Aaron Gordon because there was no answer, especially in that second quarter. 15 of his 16 in the first half coming in that second quarter. What did you see? Why was Miami leaving him open? What did he do to really get to the bucket?
Yeah, they noticed that Miami was switching a lot. So whenever Aaron Gordon ended up with a smaller player on him, it was a lot like Game 1 where he just decided, I'm going to the basket every time. And with a guy as big and as strong as Aaron Gordon is, if he doesn't get help, if you don't send a second guy, he's going to be able to put you under the basket. And that's exactly what he was doing. Because Miami doesn't want to send a second guy to Aaron Gordon. You got Jamal Murray on the court. You got Nikola Jokic on the court. Aaron Gordon is the guy who you're supposed to say, okay, if he beats us, fine. And Aaron Gordon was like, all right, fine, I could do that. So it wasn't only going to the basket. Once he got a couple dunks, a couple shots around the rim, then he hit a little fadeaway. He extended the three-point range, started to get his confidence in his stroke. And from that point, if Aaron Gordon is making open three-pointers, there's really not much you can do against this Denver Nugget team. So all credit goes to Gordon, but he was really just taking advantage of the size mismatches that he got based on Miami switching.
Yeah, meantime, Gabe Vincent and Max Strus no-shows for the Miami Heat. And look, we're not going to put this game on those two guys, but they combined for 2 points in this game. And Bruce Brown off the bench goes for 21. You look at what this roster is, they go out and get KCP. They go out and get Bruce Brown. For these moments, Colin, like a lot of credit has to be given to this front office in Denver.
Absolutely. That Kentavious Caldwell-Pope trade, as soon as it went down, you said this is exactly what Denver needs. A proven guy, a 3-and-D guy, a championship player who's not going to demand touches, going to go out and do whatever's necessary to win basketball games. And that's what he's been doing. He hasn't been scoring a ton in these finals, but his defense, his energy, his leadership are really carrying this Nuggets team. And then you talk about Bruce Brown. This Nuggets team, they don't have a backup center. They play Aaron Gordon at backup center, and they don't have a backup point guard. They play Bruce Brown basically as their backup point guard, handling the ball, pushing in transition. He's able to play so many different roles and do so many different things. Knocking down three-pointers has been huge for him this season, and he's continued to do it in the finals. And the biggest thing, these guys just aren't afraid of anything. You saw when Nikola Jokic goes out in foul trouble, boom, Jamal Murray 3, boom, Jeff Green 3, Bruce Brown gets to the bucket, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope 3. And suddenly the game is over. So you really can't say enough about what this front office did, bringing in players who not only are great fits in terms of basketball, but are great fits in terms of culture and leadership, which has clearly been displayed for the Nuggets during this postseason run.
I feel like that's representative, right? What you just brought up. Nikola Jokic gets called for his 5th foul with just over 9 minutes to play. They're up by 10. It's in my estimation, in my opinion, it was ticky-tack. It got tangled up here. You can see the foul there. Top of your screen. Gets tangled up with Bam Adebayo. They call the 5th foul. He goes to the bench. And Colin, you're thinking at that point, okay, the Heat are going to get going here. They cut it to as close as 5. And then he comes back in, and it's a 9-point lead. Like, it's basically that nothing ever happened when he left the game. What does that say about Denver?
This might be the biggest moment of this, given Denver Nuggets team that exists right now, because the knock on them for years has been whenever Nikola Jokic goes to the bench, they absolutely fall apart. Part of the reason that Jokic is winning all these MVPs and the advanced numbers favor him so much is that when he's on the court, Denver's awesome. And when he's been off the court, Denver's been terrible. So it shows how valuable he is to this team. This moment in the NBA Finals with Nikola Jokic going down, Jimmy Butler getting the and one to cut it to 5. I think everyone was watching this game saying, here come the Heat. This is just the moment that they needed. This is what they needed to get through, break through that window and come out with a win. And suddenly you see what these Nuggets are made of. And I don't know what Michael Malone's saying in the locker room, but I can guarantee you he is extremely proud of his team for what they did without Nikola Jokic. All credit to Jamal Murray. He shot poorly. Last game, he had a 30-point triple-double. This game, he was 5 for 17. I think this game might have been just as impressive. He had 12 assists, 0 turnovers, and that was huge because Miami cannot score in the half court. We've seen that. They have a lot of problems scoring in the half court. The only prayer they have is to get out in transition off of Denver turnovers, and Jamal Murray took care of the ball marvelously. So this is exactly what the Nuggets needed to see, and obviously now it looks like they're going to be hoisting that Larry Bryant trophy pretty soon.
Yeah, great on you to point that out because he had 7 turnovers in the Game 3 win, but we glossed over it because he had a 30-point triple-double. Now, I know we talked about it. Avery said, we're going to forget about the 7 turnovers. He plays clean basketball. He still gets a double-double as the Denver Nuggets win by double figures for the second game in a row. They've now won 5 straight road games. And for the Heat here, the whole idea was for them to make threes, right? That this is how they would win this game, that they live and die by the 3. And again, the 3-point disparity. Look, the Heat have made a lot of threes in the 3 games. They'd made more threes than the Denver Nuggets. But in this one, Denver's 14 of 28, 50% from beyond the arc, and Miami's 8 of 25. Like, the series is over. And we know based on history that it's over, but like, 8 of 25, Colin? 8 of 25? You got to make at least 12 of those, man.
I wanted to get out there and maybe shoot a couple myself. I've been feeling good in the gym recently, but this has been the Miami Heat, right? If they don't make a ton of 3-pointers and Jimmy Butler doesn't have a 40, 50-point game, they have a really hard time putting the ball in the basket. So as you said, it doesn't look great for them, but if there's any team that deserves the benefit of the doubt, that could buck history and change up the course of the finals, it's going to be the Miami Heat because they've surprised us series after series after series. If they go out and make 20, 25 3-pointers next game and Butler has a huge game, I wouldn't be surprised to see it coming back to Miami. But there has simply been no indication in this series that Miami is a better team and that they're capable of winning 4 out of 7 games against this Denver Nugget monster.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it, especially because Denver has won 5 in a row on the road, and they don't want to go back on the road. They want to finish this series up on Monday where they go back to Ball Arena, where they were one of the best home teams in the regular season. So I'm not saying they win this in 5 and they have to come back to Miami and win in 6. It's possible Miami goes to Denver and steals one there on Monday night, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Jokic goes off the floor for 5 minutes and they still have a 9-point lead. Like it's the rest of the guys against the – I don't see it. I don't see it, Colin. I see it. I see Nuggets in 5. Great stuff. Appreciate the conversation as the Nuggets roll here by 13 in Game 4 to take a 3-1 series lead. Colin Ward-Henninger breaking down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. And we're just getting started on our post-game coverage. If you've been with us throughout the NBA Finals, we are going to give you all kind of reaction. We've got a report coming up from Miami, plus plenty of post-game sound from all the players. The turnover battle, that hurts. 16-8 here for Miami. Look, they out-rebounded the Denver Nuggets. This is the first game that they've out-rebounded the Denver Nuggets, but they got outscored in the paint by 2 points, and they shot 8 of 25 from the 3-point line, and that adds up to another loss as Denver takes a 3-1 series lead, 1 win away from their first NBA Finals championship.